for you to get ahead or make a life for yourself or do something for your family, you got to make sacrifices. You got to make changes. I don't trust Sean. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. And you can tell how many times you talk to somebody and you're kind of like, okay. What I would say to that is, if you are thinking now about, how to buy a place,
right?
I know for myself, or other people, like my family, so I'll tell you a story. I was born in Winnipeg, right?
Okay.
So in Winnipeg, my family lived there. They immigrated there, and at the time, my father, his company he was with, he started from scratch. Started pumping gas. Mm-hmm. Then became a regional manager for a gas company, for a gas station chain, Mohawk at that time. Mm-hmm. And he, at the time, his position that he was taking, he got his promotion because he worked his way up. It took him like 15, 20 years almost to do that.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting a great position. That the only catch to it was he'd have to move to BC. Right? So he moved from BC. So we relocated. So we had to make a decision to leave our family, move to a province where we didn't really know anybody. All our family's back east.
Right.
So the point I'm trying to make is that for you to get ahead or make a life for yourself or do something for your family, you got to make sacrifices. You got to make changes.
Yeah.
You got to do that. I think a lot of people right now, they're trying to figure out, I love BC, I love this, I love that, I want to stay here. But you have to make a decision of where you need to go to get ahead. And doesn't mean it's permanent. That doesn't mean you're going to stay, hey, if I relocate here, if I move to Edmonton or I move to Red Deer, Alberta.
For sure.
You know what? It could be a good life for you and start something where you can actually start building some assets, save some money, buy some real estate, get ahead, right?
Mm-hmm. And then move here.
And then move here, right?
And then bring it all back.
Could be moved here, moved somewhere else, but at least you've done something that's benefited your family, right?
So I have a follow-up question to that. Would you give the same advice to your kids?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do what you got to do, right? And here's the thing: all our family came here, right? Mm-hmm. Immigrated here because they wanted to make a difference. They wanted to have a better life for us, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, why are we so narrow-minded, right? Why are we so stuck on, hey, I gotta do here, I gotta make we have to be able to, make a decision that benefits the long run.
Well, the big thing is, all my friends and families, all my connections are here. And then it goes back to your point, our parents literally left everything behind. They didn't come with anything other than a few dollars and the clothes on their back to try to make it and survive.
That's exactly it. So are we doing ourselves, or are we doing our children or our future families a dissatisfaction by not thinking like that? Mm-hmm. Because there's some young people out there right now who are not doing that, and they don't want to make that decision, but are they doing the dissatisfaction by not making that decision or that mental, like that, or thinking like that, thinking ahead?
There's provinces where you can make like a third more with less than half the cost of home ownership,
of living,
right? And you can live a comfortable life.
Right.
You can go to Ottawa, you can go to Saskatoon, Winnipeg is a good one.
Yeah.
Alberta, we talked about it. There's very high paying jobs because those cities are growing as well, and they're willing to shell it out just for people to make ends meet. Mm-hmm. And they're living a good lifestyle. They're able to take trips back and forth.
For sure.
See all those things that you wanted to do for in your life. You want to take vacations. You want to have the toys, like the vehicles. Like be able to go and buy like the RVs, all those fun things that you can't afford, and pay for your children's education or save some money, put some money aside. Those are the kind of things that are there that people don't realize that. By going to a place where it's a little more affordable,
right.
You're not dumping all your money into your mortgage, right?
Yeah, for sure. The other side of that same coin is become so valuable to society that society will pay you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the other side, right? So the one side is make concessions, travel, leave to somewhere where it's cheaper to live and you have lower expenses. The other side of that coin is become really good at what you do. Society will pay you for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit, about becoming good at your craft?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
you're a shining example of that.
I guess all I could say is that what I realized, it took me a long time to realize what I wanted to do, but as I got better and better at, and like especially in the mortgage business, obviously in mortgages, I really enjoyed doing it. I loved lending. I loved mortgages. I loved helping people. What I figured out is that it's something that I was passionate in because I was able to help so many people in situations where they were financially strapped or they're trying to buy a home, or the satisfaction of getting them that place that they wanted to be in, and being able to do something where, you know what, I'm good at what I do. I'm good at speaking to people. People understand, and it's helping them at the same time. Whether it's helping my clients or helping my real estate partner, like that their clients are satisfied and they know what they're getting themselves into, and they have honest feedback and honest help. I think that was the biggest thing, right?
Was it more education or more actual work, or sucking out what you do in the beginning to actually get to where you were?
I think it's understanding the business more. I'll be honest with you. When I came from management, so I was
understanding the business as opposed to learning, educating yourself about the market or about the business.
No, I think it's a little bit of both, because just educating yourself about the business itself is huge, because if you don't understand your business and understand what's happening out there, you can't talk to somebody and educate them properly or have a proper conversation. Because if I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't understand about mortgages, how are you going to understand, or how are you going to have
there would
trust?
Be no clarity.
You're not going to have any trust in me. So people are always trying to build trust, right? This business is all about trust. Real estate, mortgages, all sales. It's all about trust. If I don't have credibility, if I don't have trust, how am I going to have a conversation with you? Or how are you going to give me your business?
Yeah.
I don't trust Sean. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And you can tell how many times you talk to somebody and you're kind of like, okay.
Where they're
listening, right? You're listening, but you're like, and you're like, okay, sure. All right, no worries. Yeah, for sure. Thanks. I appreciate it. Meanwhile, you walk out and going,
you have that gut reaction of, I don't know if I should be working with this person or even having a conversation.
That's right.
Your intuition kicks in.
Yeah. And I think that's what the part of the education piece, or that practical understanding of people.
Okay.
But, I know it took me time, because I remember when I became a mortgage specialist, at that time I didn't have any connections. I was young. I didn't have any connections. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any realtors. So I'm trying to develop my business. And I'll be honest, I was scared. I was scared to pick up the phone. I was scared to talk to realtors because I didn't know what to say, right? Or I was getting shut down.
Yeah.
And then until I started talking to a few and I started understanding, okay, what do realtors need, right? What do they want? What is gonna help them out, help their business, right? And rather than being the person who calls them all the time saying, give me this, give me this, give me this, because it's such a transactional business where I'm coming to you asking you to give me business. You're probably in your mind wondering, well, I talk to 100 brokers all day long. Like, what value is he going to give to me? And I think that's a huge piece, is that until I figured it out that I have to give value more than just, I can do a mortgage. Anybody can do a mortgage who's a broker, but if I can give you other value in your business, if I can show you that, hey, I can support you in other ways by coming, doing a podcast with you and helping people understand you and your business more, I can help your clients or help accelerate your business by partnering up and working together with you and developing better relationships with clients more than just doing a mortgage. I think that's the secret sauce to building these relationships or being part of this sales process.
You're absolutely right. I got to agree on all facets of carrying on a conversation, the trust factor, and your business, like our businesses, we've got the entire phone book directory at our disposal. And for you, the best way to any source of business is vendors.
It's true.
Vendors
how we met was through me doing mortgages for you. I think it was at that time we were from external previous relationships wasn't even working together.
Yeah, it was you were helping my family from the last at least 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I got into real estate and we kind of just connected the dots.
Yeah, exactly. I recognized your name and I'm like, wow, wait a minute. So I reached out to you and I thought, okay, it'd be great to connect with you and work together. So I think that's where, for some weird reason, this circle, everything is like a cyclical, right?
Yeah.
Where you help somebody, you build a relationship from that point, and then it comes back to you somehow later on. Do you understand what I mean?
I agree with you. I'm always under the mindset of, if somebody is coming to me for help, I'm just gonna take all my efforts and just help them in any degree I can. And with you being a mortgage broker, when you reached out, I was like, oh great. I'm like, I have a handful of clients that I don't know what they want, and I can't guide them in that portion. This was a few years ago, and I thought, you know what, Sean, just take care of it. And then since then, we've done like a handful of deals together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've been super simple.
And if I can be a resource for you, right? Because sometimes there's situations where, may not be a client, or there's a client situation that is right there for you, like, or right there for me at that time.
Yep.
But it's something that I can help you with. Like, you have a question about mortgages, or having a question about qualifying, or having a question about, okay, what you heard out there, and I can validate that for you. Like, just those little things. I think that is super important to help just build that relationship that we can trust each other more.
I always want to be the go-to person.
Absolutely.
For anything. I've got friends, family reaching out. I've got referrals that call me and say, hey, Karn, you're the person to talk to about X, Y, and Z. And I'll just have the answers readily available, or I'll just have somebody to connect with. I had a client reach out and said, Karn, do you do any work in Penticton? And I said, no, I do mostly work in Kelowna because I got a bunch of builds there. Kamloops, Penticton, I haven't really looked in. And he said, well, if you come across something, just let me know. And just like the universe, I just reached out to a couple of my database, and the universe just reached out saying, hey, Karn, I have something that you might be looking for. Let's get connected. And just through that, was able to connect them to the person that I'm working with. It's perfect. It just goes like just being that one conduit for the rest of the remaining of the community. It's
exactly
the best. And this is part of all of it is the more people we can reach, the better. Because we feel education, business sense, anything regarding your lifestyle, we can pretty much catapult it.
Absolutely.
We don't want to take it we obviously want to do step by step, but we want to just raise the bar and just catapult people into higher positions of power.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the thing, is if we can empower each other and help each other to be successful, it's that whole saying, like, you're successful if you surround yourself with other successful people. I think that's a huge piece, because, you're like, by you working with me working with you, and you connecting me with other people within that center of influence that you have, it's a continuous exchange of info and energy and positivity and helping each other grow. I think that's all those things are such amazing pieces that's going to help our businesses and just help our clients. And honestly, then it makes the job so much easier.
Yeah, it makes it fun too.
Oh, totally.